everyone, Kelly here, and today I wanted to do the end of the year book tag. This has been going around a lot because this is kind of the time of the year to do it, though I'm feeling a little stressed because this tag is all about the books you still have to read in the year, and I realize as it being November 8th when I'm filming this, I don't even have 2 full months to finish the books that I'm going to be talking about today. So, but I'm not going to pressure myself like we've talked about before. I'm trying not to give myself TBRs. Some of these are ones that I have kind of like in my head that I want to finish by the end of the year, but I also just don't want to stress about it. But I figured I would share with you my thoughts on this tag. The original was created several years ago by Ariel Bissett, so I'll link that one down below and the questions, and let's get started. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And of course, I'm always reading multiple books. I just put out a video a few days ago about my currently reading. Obviously, I want to finish all of those books. But to go beyond that, there are 2 books that I had started in my try a chapter video that I did. I think it's been a couple months now, and I still need to finish these 2 books, and I really want to finish them before the end of the year so I can do another try a chapter because I have a stack of books that I am thinking I want to get rid of, but I want to try them. So I really feel like I need to finish these 2 before I start another try a chapter video, and that is Tell the Wolves I'm Home and Burial Rites. I'll link that video down below if you don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, I tried the first chapter of both these books, really do want to continue them, so I would like to do it before the end of the year just so that I can continue with that series of videos of trying a chapter and kind of unhauling some books from my life. So yeah, those 2 I do want to finish before the end of the year. Next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And that's why most people do this tag a little bit earlier, because we're already like fully into autumn, so it does feel like kind of the bad time to say you're transitioning into an autumnal book, but I'm still feeling like this need to read gothic fiction right now because, the leaves are all in that, basically all gone here, and we're feeling that the rot and decay of like the end of fall, and I think that's a perfect time to read gothic fiction. So I have one specific that I am starting, and I talked about this in my currently reading video, that I am starting The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. And so by the time this video goes out, I will have been reading this for a few days, and I'm super excited about reading this because this is kind of like a modern gothic book, but is talking about characters from classic gothic fiction like Jekyll and Hyde and Frankenstein and Moreau and all those. So I'm very excited to be reading this one. But then I also just made a purchase. I know I just did a book haul, but I really decided I just want to read gothic fiction this winter. I'm just really in the mood for it. I actually think gothic fiction works better in the winter than the fall because it is dark so early and it just feels dreary and kind of isolated and stuff in the winter. And so I'm just in the mood for it. So I went and bought a bunch of gothic fiction. I don't have them yet because I just purchased them yesterday online, so I can't show you, but look forward soon to a haul of all gothic fiction. And so there'll be those books that'll be transitioning me into wintertime, and I'm super excited about those as well. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And yes, I have kind of like 2 answers to this question, because there are books that have already come out, so I'm not like waiting for them to be published, but I'm waiting to get my hands on them because I'm getting them from my library as audiobooks, and there's just a long wait because they're newer books. So the first one is One by One by Ruth Ware. I've been reading almost all of Ruth Ware's books, and I feel like her books get better with time. I know that some people aren't liking this one, but I've also heard it compared to Agatha Christie, and so I'm going into it with the right frame that this isn't going to be like a modern thriller. This is more of a throwback thriller. So I'm really excited, but I think I'm like 100 in line for the audiobook, so it might be a while. I don't know if I'll get to it before the end of the year because I'm just waiting for the mercy of the library to fall upon me. And then the next one like that is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I have been hearing really good things about this book, and I just really want to get to it. I have never read anything by Alyssa Cole, but I do own one of her romance novels, but I just am really interested in her thriller, and so I'm just waiting for it to come in at my library. Once again, I'm on hold quite a bit. It's a popular book right now, so it'll be a while before I get that one. And then the last one that I'm waiting for my library is The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. I am actually waiting for the physical copy of this from the library because I found that with his books, there's lots of characters. So I really want the physical copy in front of me. And so I should get this one sooner than the audiobooks. And I'm really excited because I loved the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I couldn't remember what it was called. And I thought that was a really interesting thriller, and so I'm excited about his new book. I've heard good things, so now I'm just waiting for it from the library. And now in the second half of this question is like, is there a book that hasn't been published yet that I am waiting for? And yes, I am waiting for Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline to come out at the end of November. This is the sequel to Ready Player 1. And the main reason I'm interested in this, I don't think Ready Player 1 needed a sequel, so I'm kind of nervous about reading this and hating it. But it's narrated by Wil Wheaton again, and I really loved hearing Wil Wheaton narrate the first book. So basically, I'm just trying to get the audiobook so that I can listen to Wil Wheaton narrate a book again. I'm hoping it'll turn out good, but I'm not like really putting a lot of stock in it being a good book, since a lot of times when books don't need a sequel and they get a sequel, it's more of a money grab and not really like a quality book. But you never know. I might be surprised, but at least I will enjoy hearing his voice. I don't know if I'll get it before the end of the year, because since this was a popular book, Ready Player 1 was a popular book, I think I'm like 300 or 400 in line, and the book hasn't even come out yet. That's like the pre-order wait for the audiobook, so it could be a while before I get to listen to this one. But yes, it hasn't come out yet, and I am waiting for it. The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And I have lots, but mainly the ones I'm going to talk about are 3 of the books that I put in my last TBR video. I had, back in like, I think August or September, said I wasn't doing TBRs anymore, and I had you guys vote on kind of books I should read before the end of the year, and you picked 4 of them. I've already read 1, and so I have 3 left. One of them I do have a plan. Memoirs of a Geisha. I am buddy reading this later in November, I think next week. So this one will get done in November, so I definitely will be reading that this year. And then the other 2 that you guys voted on was The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood and The Heart is a Lonely Hunter by Carson McCullers. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to read those 2, but I would like to finish them before the end of the year. The next question is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And this is I think everybody has a hard time with this question, because how don't we want all of our books to become new favorites, and how do you know which one is going to? But I did recently do a 5-star prediction video, and I'm going to be reading all those books in November, hopefully. And I was just looking at them and remembering that I'm really in the mood for gothic fiction right now. So I think The Picture of Dorian Gray fits in the category of gothic fiction. So maybe this will become a new favorite, because I'm such in the mood for the genre that this one really appeals to me right now. So this could be a new favorite of the year when I get to it soon. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? And here's the thing, I have really been enjoying the last few months not having a set TBR, not feeling that pressure. I mean, obviously, you can see there are books I want to finish, and so I'm still kind of like giving myself a personal TBR, but I'm not broadcasting it as a monthly TBR video. So I want to continue doing that in 2021. I don't want to do monthly TBR videos. I'll probably have goals for myself in my mind of things I want to read that month, but I'm not going to broadcast them. I'm also not going to make a goals video. I have the last couple of years made goals videos for the year of things I want to do in terms of my reading. Like last year, I think I made a goal that I want to read 1 book a month that was over 500 pages, and I didn't accomplish that goal at all. As soon as COVID hit, I completely forgot I had that goal. And I just think with the fact that, you know, we still are dealing with COVID, we probably will for most of 2021, and there will still be anxiety and things happening in that year, and I just don't want to give myself any pressure having to do with reading. So no, I'm not going to make any reading goals. The only goal I'm going to make probably for my channel is just to continue to answer all of my comments. I know I've been slacking a little lately about answering them in a timely manner, so that's probably the only goal I have, and that's mostly just because I want to continue having relationships with people online since we are so isolated. So I want to like have those conversations with you all. So that is my only goal for 2021, is to continue talking to you all, and that's it. I'm not going to give myself any other pressure having to do with reading or my BookTube channel. So that's it for this tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, since this is kind of one that just people do when they feel like it. So yeah, if you haven't done it yet, consider yourself tagged. I'd love to talk to you down below if you have any thoughts on the books I talked about or on your plans for 2021 or anything like that. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.